Hey Soup, welcome back. It's Claytano. Thank you guys so much for tuning in as always. And I apologize I haven't made a video in a few days. If you can tell, I'm a little bit sick right now. So if I happen to cough or sniffle or something like that, just ignore it and I apologize in advance for it. But we're going to be getting back into a couple of things. We're going to be getting into, the rune videos again. We're going to be getting into just daily videos again. And kind of what happened, I wasn't just sick, but I was also moving. As you can see, there's a different background behind me. So I'm super excited about the new place. It's just my wife and I here alone by ourselves. So, there's more privacy and there's more fun to be had. All right, we'll just leave it at that. More fun to be had. But I definitely, I'm just in a temporary spot right now for my desk. So hopefully you guys will see some new scenery as we go along. But I figured I'd just make a quick, top arena defense video for you guys and why they work, and really not use any of my main arena offense monsters at all the entire time. So I'm going to be using strictly Lushen and Lushen type compositions, okay? And you guys will see that it works on some people and it doesn't work on others. But you really want to be building a defense that first and foremost takes care of Lushen arena offenses. This is one of the most common offenses out there, so you want to make sure that your arena defense is covering that, at least that basic AO first and foremost. That's why I want to do this video for you guys. So first off, as we can kind of look at it, let's just take this one for example, okay? I'm going to be fighting into compositions that you typically wouldn't fight Lushens into, just for the sake of showing you guys how it actually works, okay? So this comp, it looks super scary, right? Against the cleave arena offense like this one, you're not going to really want to fight into it because most likely Tiana's AI is pretty good. She'll just remove the buffs, and then Sierra, her AI is almost immaculate, where she never uses first skill. She always uses the bomb skill, and once you do that, your Galleon's done, and you're left kind of struggling to see if you're going to be able to finish off the match. So it's a little bit, iffy. However, if you throw a Lushen comp in here, where you have Bernard, double Lushens, and a Seek, then you can kind of take care of every monster in here. A lot of people ask me, can I switch Seek out for the Water Horus, I believe is the one that has the attack buff and the crit rate buff? And the answer is no, it doesn't have the amount of fire damage dealing capabilities that that Seek brings. So really that's Seek's main purpose in the Lushen arena offense meta, is to have him being able to clean up those fire monsters that the Lushens don't take care of. And you'll see with this one, I'm not going to be able to kill the Perna with my Lushens. You just glance too much, and that's all it is. So let's just see. And really, for this one, you're betting that your Bernard is not going to get outsped by the Tiana. Most Tianas are built on will, so they're super, super slow, and you can almost, if you have a decently sped Bernard, you could probably outspeed it even with a Sierra leader. Having a Fairy King, like a Water Fairy King, or a Vanessa leader, your chances of getting beat is a little bit higher, of course, because it has the higher speed leader. But for the most part, you should be able to beat Tiana's. Okay. So again, if your defense can't take care of Lushens first, you should probably look into creating a different type of defense. And as we kind of go through my wings here, I'll show you guys the differences between something that can stop a Lushen between something that can't stop a Lushen. And we'll just go through that as well. But yeah, you see, so Seek does excellent damage, is able to clean up the Perna by the time that Perna is killing the rest of my Lushens and my Bernard. So it's really nice to have him there. Let's take a look at another one. Let's hold on that one real quick. Let's take a look at this one here. So this is a little bit different. Like I said, it does have the Water Fairy King leader, so it's a little bit tougher to outspeed with just a single Lushen. But you can still risk it sometimes. And if you look at, I'll show you guys my Lushen's runes. It's not super perfect. Obviously you want it to be at 70% crit rate and as much attack, crit damage as possible, and some decent speed. Again, if you don't have these exact stats, it's perfectly fine. Just try to get it as close as possible or as fast as possible while having 70% crit rate and some decent attack stats, and that's about it. Just make sure that your Seek goes before the other Lushens though, because if you don't attack buff before the Lushens go, it's what are you even doing? Like, look, it's such bad runes though. Not even powered up altogether, but I did throw a shield set on him just because I wanted a shield. I don't even know why, but it's there, and you can see his stats are just a little bit faster. And then my second Lushen's on Will, just in case, because Nemesis procs are what's gonna kind of kill you. So for this one, I can do one of two things. I can either use a speed leader and attempt to outspeed and just single Lushen it, or I can just use my double Lushens and hope that I'm faster. So if I'm not faster, it's game over. If I'm faster, I win. Okay, so let's just take a look. We'll try this first and then we'll switch it around. Most of the time with a 33% leader, though, I'm not faster than the Bernard, right? So I mean the Bernard, the Orion, I mean, he derped twice, okay? He derped twice in a row, so that kind of just gave me the game, unfortunately. But you kind of get the idea. This one would have definitely killed me if I didn't. If Orion didn't derp, it would have definitely beat me, hands down. It would have been done. But because it derps and AI is OP, I was able to win. And real quick, I just want to mention as well, as we're going through this, one thing that kind of came up with a friend of mine was I don't like to attack people very often during midweek runs. Like if I see someone that's new that I haven't seen before, I'll attack them once just to see like their arena defense and kind of get like a feel for them, and make sure that I have an arena offense that can actually counter them personally. So this is why you don't want to have your normal arena defense out during midweek, is because higher end players they'll attack you once. They won't give you the opportunity to start farming them, but they'll attack you once, they'll figure out your arena defense, they'll remember it, and then come rush hour, they'll be able to just farm you like it's nobody's business, because they'll just know exactly who to pick, they'll know exactly who to use against you, they'll know if their Bernard's faster than your Orion, they'll know if your Bernard's not faster than your Orion, etc. So if you guys kind of fall into a groove as you're climbing up the ranks and you see a specific player that you can beat consistently every single time, I don't really recommend it. I don't really recommend it because, one, you're gonna piss that player off because he's gonna see your name on his list every single time. Two, he might revenge one time and know that he can beat you and just leave it like that, and that's pretty much what I do. And then three, come rush hour, he's gonna see your name, be like, that guy farmed me. He's gonna have a completely different defense on though, because he was smart and didn't use his rush hour defense during regular week play, and you're gonna fall down in rank because you're gonna think you could beat him, and then he has this completely different arena defense on, and you're not going to know what to do. You're going to try things, and you're going to lose arena offenses, and it's going to be a mess, and just stay away from it. There are a few people, though, that do keep their same arena defense all week long. Like I said last week when we talked about Prima Juno, I showed him in part 8 of the arena defenses and why they work video, and it's the same arena defense all week round, rush hour, everything all together, and it's just like, I don't know, maybe try something else. Like if you look at more seasoned players like Hypnotic, he's somebody that's been a legend player before. Well, actually he might use this during a rush, but for the most part, he, like I saw him earlier, he had a Lushen team on and something like that. But as far as, let's take a look at Corrosive. We'll just fight him, like I said, with Lushens and show you guys what actually counters Lushens and how to build against it. So this right here is kind of gonna hopefully open your guys' eyes. Now this one, I don't need a speed leader. Is my Bernard faster than his Orion? You know, it is kind of a toss-up. Corrosive's a really good player, and his runes could be that much better than mine that even his Orion is faster than mine. There are tons of players out there that are like that, but let's just say, let's hope that my Bernard's faster than his Orion. Okay, the next thing is that I don't need to go with the speed lead because of that. I go with the Bernard lead so that way I have the wind attack for both my Lushens, and then I look at it and I say, okay, what could possibly happen? Well, the main thing that's going to happen, I believe, is that the first Lushen is going to go. It's going to attack the Praha. Praha is going to Nemesis proc heal up the entire team, and I'm not going to do enough damage on Zeros to be able to kill Zeros, and it's probably not going to work. Now, Corrosive, does he use this defense during rush? No, he uses, I believe, a different variation of Praha in his defense and Huadam. He uses like Sierra Lead or something like that. But I mean, even your weekday defenses, if you want to at least hold a little bit of rank and hold your own at least a little bit, then you still have to be aware of Lushens and not to get Lushens. So let's again take a look. I feel like I'm so boring right now. I apologize, but I wish I had more energy to kind of, be more excited. But with that, well, when I try to get more excited, heart starts racing and I get coughing with that. Okay, so Bernard was faster than the Orion, and so here's where everything kind of falls into place. Like, one strategy would be to just kind of dip out and just use second skill, so that way I try not to proc Nemesis on Praha. But then with the Huadam there, I'm like, well, I can't really do that, because if I go in with my second Lushen and try to one-shot Praha from where she lands after my second skill, it's probably still not going to do enough damage to be able to kill. So I got to do as much damage on round 1 as I possibly can. And like I said, watch. Okay, so Daydream. Everybody's back up to full health. Even the Orion Nemesis procced, or just cut in between, one of the two. I'm not sure. I don't remember. I don't see what it was. And then if I attack again, I'm not going to do enough damage with my second Lushen to, really do anything, really. This is going to heal up the Orion. Let's do this. Try to put some damage on Zeros. But now it's at a point where it's just a shit show now. And could I potentially win? Potentially. The Zeros hasn't used his third skill yet, so it's either going to use that or it's going to use second skill, and it's going to put so many dots on my monsters that I'm not going to be able to really do anything anyway. So at this point, it's almost a lost cause. Almost lost cause, but I'm pretty sure it's over. We'll see. Yeah, there's Fiery Breath. and I don't think my Bernard is going to be able to kill both of them before I get lasered to death, or dotted to death, or stunned. Yeah. So that's the one thing. Again, you guys got to make sure you're paying attention, so that way you don't get Lushened. That's just make sure your defense doesn't get Lushened, and that's it. If you do that, then you're gonna see much more success with it, and just much more success in arena in general, because people are looking for people that they can Lushen. It's so much fun when things just go perfectly normal, fine, there's no threat, and you can just Lushen and you don't have to worry about anything. Like the previous one where my Bernard outsped the Tiana and it just went straight through, no ifs, ands, or buts, didn't have to worry about a thing. Okay, so for now this one, it could go either way. Is his Orion going to be faster than mine? Is his Triton going to be faster than mine? Possibly, yes. Same for this one that I skipped here. It's going to be the same thing. The Praha is going to proc Nemesis and heal up the entire team. There's no way that Lushen's going to kill either one of these three other monsters as well. And with that being said, since Praha is going to fill him back up to health, the second one's not going to do enough damage to kill the rest of them. If you have just a Praha and you have three other squishy monsters with it, it's useless as well. It's not gonna be effective. You need to have all three of your monsters be able to survive at least one Lushen hit in order to have Praha be effective on Nemesis. So keep that in mind as well. And I wish I could find a defense to show you guys something along that line. This one has a different type of feel to it, so I can use a different one here. Now I like to use Vanessa, but you can use Shimate here, which is a really good alternative to Vanessa, but it's just really to have that extra speed leader. You can also use, of course, Samantha or Trinity in place of Vanessa as well. And this is just going to be the same thing. And this is an interesting composition, because this is something that, if all of your monsters die to one Lushen, you're banking that you're going to be faster than them, and most of the time you're not. And even if, Zeros survived, he got off his third skill, that's the best possible outcome that he could possibly have against my team. It's like a 0% chance that he is going to beat my defense for the most part, so at least give yourself a little opportunity to win. So let's just get some more wings here real quick. Like I said, I want to find something with a Praha that is paired with squishy monsters. Okay, so this one's interesting. I probably should show you guys this, because I should be able to kill this one, right? The Praha is still probably going to Nemesis proc, because especially since it has the speed leader, it's definitely going to Nemesis proc. But I'm thinking, yeah, there's no way this is going to get Lushened. Because if the beta is on Nemesis as well, that's going to proc the glancing hit at the same time. So, as you guys can see, the Lushens, they can get you kind of far, and then eventually just the fact that Lushens are in the game, people need to have their arena defense set so that way they can counter it. Just hands down. Whether you outspeed it with something like this, or you out survive it with something like this, it needs to be addressed in your arena defense. Otherwise, you're never going to gain ranks. Don't think that Chloe is a good Lushen counter either, because typically she's not. iGenius, this is an interesting one as well. Kumar alone could be a good Lushen counter if it's built correctly. It can single-handedly solo your team, because it's going to do enough damage to kill your Seek in one shot with his AoE, even though he's not going to be focusing it, and he'll be able to kind of wither down your Lushens until they're dead. You know, I would say only if this beta is on Nemesis would this defense be effectively non-Lushenable without Kumar. Kumar, like I said, it's a wild card. He can do it depending on how many glances you get, but you know, I'll show you guys. Too much talking, not enough showing, right? Alright, so I can already tell it's not on will runes, so most likely at this level it's going to be on Nemesis runes, and you'll see what happens here as well. Yep. And then, so immediately now, it's game over, right? Game over. Non-Lushenable. He's got 3 monsters left, and he's going to use all 3 to kill me. And revive. It's over, and all my damage is gone. And those 2 are dead now, for sure. See? So like I said, if that beta is not on Nemesis, if that beta was one shot to my first Lushen, immediately that defense is Lushenable. Just by having one set of runes. Like I said, that's all it takes. On one set of runes on a specific type of monster. That's all it takes. So this one, that's a fun one for Barian, right? Basically, he's just going to be outspeeding you with 30% Dark Leader. He's going to be boosting his gauge by 50%. He's going to have this go, and then he's going to have that go. Really, you know, this is a defense that you would cleave, of course, but obviously, you know, it's Barian. I'm sure you guys know who he is. That's not his real defense, but he likes to show off during midweek. Here's another. This is a Lushenable defense for sure. I'll show it to you guys. So Bernard again, of course, is most of the time going to outspeed any Orion if it's built correctly, because most of the time Orions, they're also, you know, they're not built 100% speed. They're built with will in mind as well. So as you can see, and not everybody has the best will runes that match with their swift runes in order to have a super amazing set that kind of all works together. So even just having Juno left, even if she didn't derp, it's still not enough to solo 4 fully HP'd monsters, including the Seek, right? If you didn't have Seek's damage, I would say there's a chance that you can get soloed by that Juno. Like if you had the Water Horse or something like that, I would say there's definitely a chance. But let me just look through here, see if there's anything that I can find that's kind of like that squishiness. This one is actually, I believe it's Gosu's real arena defense during rush hour. He kind of goes back and forth between Chiwu, Bernard, Zeros, and then this one with Gianna. So, I mean, if you kind of listen to the first defense that I explained, he's got basically the same style. Like, this is his style. He likes to have a speed leader. He likes to have a gauge buffer. He likes to have a stripper. And he likes to have some other form of DPS. So, the first one he had was Chiwu, Bernard, Zeros, and I believe it was Theo that he had in that one as well. And basically his idea is that he's going to remove your buffs. He's going to go first off. He's going to remove your buffs, and then he's going to have DPS to come in and back it up afterwards. And if you look at this, it's the same basic setup. Now the only thing with Gosu and why this actually works for him is because he has extremely fast runes, where I bet you his Orion's going to go before my... He could potentially go before my Bernard would, and if it doesn't, it has a really high chance of going in between my Bernard, my Seek, and my Lushen, right? So this is the kind of stuff that I like to test myself personally during midweek, because again, rank doesn't really matter during midweek, so why not just test? So look, good news. My Bernard is faster with the same speed lead than his Orion, so I'm happy to see that. But let's see if I'm gonna get cut in between. So not yet, and I get off a full Lushen hit. So if I can kill these are a lot of squishy monsters here, right? And depending on how he built his Gianna, I may not kill Orion, but I'm definitely going to kill him, Water Fairy King. I'm definitely going to kill, or at least proc his passive. And Gianna is a separate story. Like maybe not, depending on how it's built. And for his Orion, I think if it's built more HP, plus the shield runes, whoever that's on, I'm not sure who that's on, but that's going to hurt as well. So let's just see. Okay. So I did not do enough damage to kill Gianna, which could potentially... Yeah. So Gianna's AI is OP. So if my Lushen did more damage though, however, and I was able to kill both of these and the Orion, then absolutely this would be a quick fix. And that's what a lot of my guild members do, is they just single Lushen him, because they actually built their Lushen's a little bit stronger than mine. Mine are kind of iffy for the most part. I just threw runes on them, I think, last free rune removal. So they're still a work in progress, and maybe if I switch to like one super powerful one and then one sort of like extra one that I have, and just put all the best runes on that one, then I could probably come up with a decent Lushen that can one-shot all of his units and just leave Samath and Theomars to clean up afterwards, which is my main goal for that. But that's just one person, right? But aside from that, I wasn't able to really find one of those other types of defenses where it has the Praha and then 3 other squishy monsters where they're just gonna die and then Praha's gonna heal herself, but just keep that in mind when you're making your arena defense around Lushens, that you want her to, if you're using a Nemesis Praha, if you're using a Nemesis healer, the other monsters need to survive as well. You can't just put a Nemesis healer and think, okay, I'm good against Lushens, now let's throw in a bunch of squishy monsters so that way I can be good against every other type of AO as well. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like that, so you need to kind of keep everything in mind at the same time. But thank you guys so much for watching, as always. I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, if you learned something from it, definitely hit the subscribe button and leave a like or comment as well. But I will see you guys in the next video. Again, I'm going to start pumping out the videos again, so appreciate you guys sticking with me for that time frame that I was sick and I was moving. But I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much. Stay soupy. Peace. Latest. Bye-bye. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. If you want to see my previous video, you can click on the link or visit me on Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, and Twitter.
Also, I just started making t-shirts, so check out my website at www.claytano.com to see all of my gamer-inspired apparel. And as always, stay soupy and don't be a potato.